thanks very much for joining us. Always good to have a chance to catch up with the mayor of Boston. Our guest this morning, Mayor Marty Walsh. Welcome.
Thanks, Sean. Thanks for having me.
Good to have you here.
It's great to be here.
I heard a rumor that you went out and you already got your signatures for your re-election.
Yeah, we have the signatures. We're certified on the ballot, so I'm excited about that. We've collected about 21,000 signatures all in total. We're going to continue to collect signatures and do our thing. Well,
we'll be talking with your qualified opponents as they make the ballot, and then we'll look forward to hosting a debate.
We'll talk about it
after the preliminary.
We'll have conversations.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we will. We will. In the meantime, though, just to give people a taste of what's to come, real quickly, what's been your proudest accomplishment and your biggest disappointment?
It's hard to say one accomplishment. I think we've had a lot of great accomplishments in different areas.
Yeah, but pick one.
1,100 chronically homeless folks that previously were homeless in an apartment.
So from the closure of Long Island?
From the closure of Long Island, well, we had to put together a plan. You know, over the last 3 years, working with the city, working with the nonprofits, we have 1,100 people that were homeless 3 years ago, over the last 3 years, chronically homeless, that are living in an apartment. Over 600 of those are veterans. I'm proud of that work that the city's done to come together.
What about your biggest disappointment?
I don't know if I have a biggest disappointment. I think that, you know, certainly with education, we'd like to be further along. I think that that's one of the areas that I'd like to, you know, be kind of ahead. You know, we had a superintendent. Our superintendent, Tommy Chang, now has been in office for 2 years. Certainly, the first 2 years we had an interim, John McDonough, who did a nice job in there, but I think we would have liked to have put more policy there. I think this year, you know, we have the Build BPS plan moving forward, where we're going to renovate and build $1 billion worth of new schools. We've instituted a whole bunch of new policies. We have a new headmaster coming to Latin School. A lot of great things happening. I wish a lot of those great things happened last year, so it would be 1 year ahead of where we need to be.
All right, let's talk about money, specifically taxes. Last week, Senate President Stan Rosenberg was sitting in your chair there. Next week, it's House Speaker Robert DeLeo. And up on Beacon Hill, they got a hole in the budget. They got the potential for a much bigger hole being blown in our budget by changes in federal spending. So they're talking about new taxes up there. But what about in Boston? According to the Municipal Research Bureau, new commercial growth has increased by nearly 14%, over $6 billion worth of new value. But the commercial tax rate's only capturing a small fraction of that, and the business tax rate has actually dropped over 5%. Is it time for a business tax increase? I
wouldn't say at this point. I think that what we want to do is keep our economy moving forward. We were able to lower the property tax for homeowners this year in the city of Boston. You know, the big property, the for-profit property owners pay a lot more in taxes, so we're able to make a break here. You have to be very careful when you go to raise taxes. I mean, I certainly would love to see more revenue, but you don't raise revenue just for the sake of revenue.
Well, you're not getting, you can't count on state aid levels.
No, but right now we're filling the gaps. I'd love to have more state aid, love to have more reimbursement for charter school reimbursement and education money. But I think in the city of Boston, I think right now we're seeing incredible growth here. And I think there is a point where you can't overtax people. And I think...
You think business is overtaxed in the city?
I wouldn't say they're overtaxed in the city. I think they will say they're overtaxed in the city.
It's just right then?
I'd say it's a mix where I mean, it depends on who you're talking to. Some business will say taxes more. Some business will say we're paying too much in taxes. But when I look at the taxation, it's about running the city of Boston. It's about running the police and fire. It's about running the schools, about making sure public works transportation is working. It's about making sure the city services are being delivered. We're able to deliver those city services, and we're also able to expand. And in the city, we run a very fiscal tight ship where we've had AAA bond rating now for the last 4 years in the city of Boston. So we have to be very careful where you have a good mix.
I guess my question is, you know, there's big tax breaks for GE. That's been in the news lately.
I wouldn't necessarily call that a big tax break. I think when you think about the city of Boston and what was up, the deal for the city of Boston was a $25 million incentive, of which we're going to collect over the next 30 years $67 million in property tax. And they also made a $25 million investment the day they came to our city in education, and another $25 million investment in job training and in health care. So when you look at that, I look at that as more than a wash.
I guess we got to take a break, but I guess what I'm trying to get at is you quite rightly want education, see more educational improvement. Maybe that's not strictly a money issue, but more money, more resources for city school kids would certainly help. At some point, don't you have to say the $25 million is nice, but that's a drop in the bucket? Don't you have to say to the business community, You got to step up more?
Yeah, I think we have to look at the city and the state and work together on this. You can't have each individual city going around and raising property taxes in their cities and then the state coming in and doing something larger. So I think if we're going to raise taxes here in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, there has to be a conversation between the state leaders and the city leaders to talk about how do we do it so we don't chase businesses out of our state like are leaving some other states around the country.
Well, let's talk more after a break about what the state might do to help the city of Boston as we continue our conversation with Boston Mayor Marty Walsh in a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back to our conversation with Boston Mayor Marty Walsh. And Mayor, cities and towns in the Commonwealth have a lot of potentially taxable property that they can't collect a dime on because that property is owned by nonprofit organizations, academic institutions, hospitals, museums, and others. Many of those struggle to get by, but some do not. And there's a bill pending on Beacon Hill that would allow the city of Boston and other municipalities to start levying the property tax on affluent institutions like Harvard, Boston College, Boston University, where the top 5 officers of those institutions have combined salaries in excess of $2.5 million. Do you think that's a good idea? Would you take advantage of that? It's
certainly an interesting idea. I know that you had mentioned to me earlier that Dave Nangle filed the bill. He's a very thoughtful representative and good person, so he probably put some really thought into this bill. It's something that's intriguing to me. It's first I've really heard of it today, this morning, but we want to look into that to see if there's an opportunity. I mean, I think when you talk about that, as you said, I use your words, it captures the top 5 earners, so you're not hurting the nonprofits that don't have those top salaries, those top heavy salaries. And I think that that's an interesting uniqueness about this bill. And so I'd have to do a little more research in the bill, but I wouldn't be, at first glance, I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Well, right now, the city has, as many others do, has a pilot program, payments in lieu of taxes, where you basically recommend a level of compensation from the institution for all the services they get, police,
some of those institutions are great in paying that, and some of those institutions are not as great.
Well, in fact, in fiscal year 2016, the city of Boston only got 67.7% of the $47 million you requested. Is that acceptable?
It's not really acceptable, but in some of those other cases, we do get other benefits from those institutions, depending, particularly the colleges and also the hospitals. There are some other institutions on there, there's churches and other things that we don't get really any pilot on. So really, it changes from industry to industry and from school to school.
Well, I mean,
which is not fully acceptable, absolutely not.
Well, so what's your message to Harvard, BU, and these other institutions?
I think this bill that Representative Nangle filed from Lowell would be an interesting bill because it certainly is going to get people's attention. And the way it's written, it's really creative. The way it sounds like it's written, you get the full taxation benefit, and it goes down to a certain number somewhere down the road. But the fact of high salaries equated to the universities, no one's ever looked at that. We've always looked at the endowments. No one's ever looked at the salary versus the institution. So this would be an interesting bill. So
time for them to think about digging a little deeper.
Yeah, and time for us to look at the bill and see if we want to support it publicly.
One last thing I want to get to. You've had your bumpy ride over the years with Steve Wynn, the casino magnate who's building the Wynn World or whatever it is.
Wynn Boston.
Wynn Boston, right, actually in Everett, not in Boston. Just recently, he was complaining in an earnings call with investors about how expensive it is to build in Boston. And also recently, they've sort of changed the idea behind the Everett Casino. Fewer high-end stores, more of an emphasis on convention-type meetings and that kind of thing. And a third thing that happened, they're sniffing around about possibly having later alcohol serving hours, which would require a change in state law. What do you make of what's going on with the Wynn Everett business model?
Well, I don't know enough about that. I haven't been following that closely, but I think that the industry is probably changing, and I think that we have some issues in Boston, too, with retailers. Some of these large developments that are coming in that we're going to go heavy on the retail are now all of a sudden not as heavy on the retail anymore. They're starting to go more restaurants. We really have to start looking at another bill that I filed at the State House was to tax online shopping. We have to really look at that bill at the State House because of our local retailers around, whether it's Newbury Street or Comm Ave or downtown Boston, wherever it is, not Comm Ave, Boylston Street. We have to start looking at how do we make it the level playing field. So that's probably some of the effects they're having over at Wynn Casino, potentially.
Our time is up. I'm sorry to say. Look forward to having you come back soon, and we'll look forward to that big debate in the fall.
Thank you. Talk to you later.
Mayor Marty Walsh, Mayor of Boston. That's it for me. Right now, I'm going to send it back over to my colleagues for more WBZ News.